vocational rehab referral. They're certified by VESID, and another state agency. But the focus for this is to hire people with disabilities, and there's in excess of a $2,000 tax credit for these folks. Next slide. Federal bonding. This is for any business that needs a worker bonded for any job. Can include full or part-time, long-term, temporary, or temp to perm workers. You have to pay wages with federal taxes withheld, and this is targeted at hard-to-place job seekers and folks with barriers to employment. Next slide. Technical assistance. Let's move right on to the next slide for HR consultation. Sherry, would you want to touch on some of these consultation services?
Absolutely. On our staff here at the Department of Labor, we have an occupational analyst assigned to each region. In our region, her name is Sheila Davis, and her responsibility is as an HR consultant. And as you can see from the slide, these are several of the types of jobs that she helps employers do. Very useful for small businesses, because oftentimes small businesses don't have a human resource department or a legal department. She's a wealth of information. She could answer your legal questions, assist you in writing a handbook. We can do skills gaps analysis to help determine what type of job training you need to have for your employees. And she helps to write job descriptions, especially if it's a new job that you haven't had before. She can be reached by, at the end of the slide, if you're interested, I will be able to give you her contact information. She's actually, her desk is in Peekskill, but as I said, she covers the entire Hudson Valley.
Okay, thank you. Next slide, the technical assistance. Labor market information is for the most part what we've been going over today. And on our website, we have a lot of information, local and regional, that would identify average wages by occupation, what our projections are, just a wealth of local data that we have a labor market analyst in the region, or you can access this information through the Department of Labor website. Next slide. The technical, we also have on-site consultants for these various specialty compliance areas, labor laws, labor standards, safety and health. We have divisions within the Department of Labor that cover each of these topical areas, except for the ARRA requirements for job postings. But we're kind of just about out of ARRA right now. So, but that would be, the Department of Labor has offices regionally that can help you with any of those issues that are listed. And then I think about the last, well, one of the last pieces I want to talk about is shared work. And this is something that we talk about services under distress times or when business is not good. This shared work has been in operation in New York State since 1985, and it's really been a model for other states to use. It's an opportunity for businesses to reduce overhead at a time when things aren't going well, when business activity is slow, but to avoid layoffs. And next slide. The way this works is businesses can reduce hours and wages for all or for a group of their employees. They must be full-time employees. That by full-time they have to work 35 to 40 hours a week. The reduction in the work week can be anywhere from 20 to 60%. The employee can collect partial unemployment benefits related to their reduced work hours, but they maintain the business retains the employee, continues to pay fringe benefits. You can't hire workers to replace those that are on shared work, and it must be in lieu of a layoff. But we've had tremendous feedback from the business community saying, with all you have invested in your employees, when you have to let them go, it's very painful because you have a lot invested in them. This allows you to maintain those workers. They can receive unemployment benefits for their reduced hours, and so it's a win-win for both. In terms of participation, we've had 350 shared work plans approved. I think the Gap Warehouse in East Fishkill participated in one of these recently. In the Hudson Valley, these 350 work plans represented 5,700 workers, and we received over 3,300 claims, UI claims, and it was estimated that about 900 jobs were saved by this. And now, Andy, is there a poll question coming here, or are we set?
Kathy, I think we're done with the, yeah, we do have one more. Sorry. So the question here is, which of these services would be the most helpful to your business? We're just looking for a little bit of feedback from the audience on the job training, skill matching, employee handbook, hiring tax credits, or shared work. And in this one, you can check all that would apply to you. Please pick the ones that you think would be useful to you and give us some feedback to work with. Frank, it's been really helpful to hear about all of the programs that you have and to hear about what's available to small business in working their way through getting their businesses on track and geared up to take advantage of an emerging economy. And as we finish up here on this presentation, I'm just delighted that we were able to have you come and talk to us today.
Oh, thank you, Andy. It's our pleasure.
And Sherry as well, of course.
Yep.
Definitely our pleasure.
Yep, we enjoy doing this.
Well, great.
Okay, so here's the results of the poll.
Okay. Very good.
Wow, good.
Good. Thank you. I wish we could get these polls done every day. It'd be great. It would be great feedback for us. Instantaneous response. That's great.
Well,
okay.
Maybe you want to put them up on your website.
Yeah. It's a good idea. And then I just want to finish up very quickly. If you're going through a layoff or closure, shared work is not fit for you. We have these expeditious response teams where what we try to do as soon as we know you're going to be laying off workers, we'll try to connect your impacted workers with businesses that might be able to hire those workers or might have need for those workers. We have counseling sessions for the impact workers. We do a skill assessment to help them re-career. But the quicker that we can get those businesses, those impacted employees reemployed, it's better even for the business that's laying off the workers in terms of unemployment insurance, taxes, and other costs associated. Next slide. Rapid response. It's very similar to what we talked about. We have the programs that we've already talked about to some degree would help with some layoff aversion. We would like to avert layoffs if we could. The Spectre Watt was an example of us. There was a solar cell manufacturer. They laid off nearly 120 workers, and we gathered about 10 businesses that we found had a similar workforce needs for those workers that were impacted. So we were doing job matching with local companies, with global foundries. There is some hiring in the capital region. At the GE has a battery plant with 300 to 400 jobs anticipated in a solar plant. So we were making attempts to hook those folks up. And then the last slide, New York State does have a WARN notice, which is more stringent than federal law. It requires 90-day notice of closure of a business with 50 or more employees. You must also notify if it's a third of the workforce or 250 people, and there are civil penalties that can be applied to those businesses not cooperating. The last slide I want is to leave Sherry's contact information there, and Kathy or Andy, if there's any, we've got 6 minutes left. If there's